everyone. I hope you're doing well today. Today, we're going to talk about the most frequently asked question when it comes to inviting or social media, which is this. I am warm chatting with someone. This is what's hard for me. And how do I switch that to a conversation about my products? And usually after that, it's something like without it making it all about me or without it being weird or et cetera, et cetera. And I think here's what's hard about the concept of warm chatting. I think it really messes with our head. Warm chatting is such a weird term, right? And so I think we need to change the term first. Second, I think it messes with our head, like we're only being social to sell stuff. And then we're switching it from being friendly to something about us. And if you are a network marketer who prides themselves in having good values and caring about people, this can just feel a little off. Like you kind of get it, but it's just a little bit off. And I think here's what's happening. We need to separate networking and inviting in the process. So as humans, we have a network. Our network is going to be comprised of personal and professional contacts, varying degrees of intimacy. So, within my network might be previous employees that I managed for 5 years. That's really like an intimate relationship. I might have really close friends, and then maybe I'll have high school friends or I'll have neighbors, right? Like our network varies. As humans, we are always doing that, regardless of whether or not we are doing this as a business. And so the act of networking sounds very like loaded, but it's just something we've always been doing. Like when my daughter is, talking to my friends or one of my friends because she's works in like product management and so we like science, right? Or when I'm talking to one of my hockey friends and she wants to she makes video games for a living, and Zoe wants to work in the video game industry. And so they meet, and that's networking. So it's not always this like, I'm networking only in order to sell things. I might be networking in order to build any sort of relationship. And as humans, we network, right? So that's one phase. Then now you are in a network marketing direct sales business. And so what happens next is you kind of go through your network and you invite people. That's a separate phase. And then if they say yes to coming to whatever thing you invent, that is a sales conversation. That is a separate phase. What happens is that a lot of people smush the networking and inviting. We're trying to do it all at once. And so we're like, hey, we're pouring into this relationship, but we're also trying to invite in the same step. And I think that's what makes it really, really hard and makes it feel disingenuous, because if we're going to be really, really honest, sort of is. So my recommendation is separate that. So the first really big concept that I think will help with this is be social to be social. Now, is it part of your job now? Yes, it is part of your job to be social and to be friendly, just like it is part of my job to read books. It is part of my job to observe, but it's like also part of who we are. So we're going to be social to be social. We're not going to smush together networking and inviting. Now, if you're having a conversation where you are networking, sometimes something is going to come up and you're able to solve that particular problem. So if and when something comes up that you can be helpful with, we want to gain agreement. So here's some language that I'm going to give you. They might mention whatever. You mentioned blank. I think it would be weird if I didn't offer to be helpful. And for my business, I work with these types of people on these types of problems. Do you already have a plan you're happy with? Or would you like to chat more about it sometime? Now, this is very different than what a lot of people do. They say, you should blank. That is terrible. If someone brings up a problem, like imagine if you were just talking to your friend and you were like, I'm really frustrated. My kid's having a hard time with basketball right now. And they just jumped right in and was like, you should get the tutor that I'm using. Like that would kind of tick you off. So wouldn't we just love it if a friend instead said, oh gosh, I'm so sorry that you were struggling with that. I feel like it would be really weird if I didn't let you know that my son is going to a trainer that's local to us. Do you already have a plan, or would you like to chat more about that? Now, if I already have a plan, I feel honored by this conversation. I don't feel bad. But if I don't have a plan, which is most people, you don't have a plan, then I would say, hey, yeah, I'd be open to chat more. I think it's going to be more effective. Now, that's not most conversations, though, which comes back to this first question of like, I'm chatting with someone, how do I make it about the product? And my advice is not to. I would recommend that you just kind of hold all your contacts and like, I guess you could call it like a holding tank. But just kind of keep them around, right? And then I want you to host a monthly workshop group, Facebook group, challenge, just some sort of monthly event. This will give you consistency in your business. For example, we host a monthly free training webinar that we can invite people to. So I'm not chit-chatting about everything and trying to turn it into a conversation, or neither is my team. We're doing is we're going to have a monthly workshop, and then we can go back to those people and just say, hey, I hope you're having a great day. I'm doing something for my business. I'm having an event for my business to help these types of people with these types of problems. We were just chatting, and I thought it would be weird if I didn't at least include you, because I thought it might be right up your alley. Now, if it is, great. If not, no big deal. We're going to go over A, B, and C. It's going to be about this long, however long. You don't have to get anything, but if you see something you like, of course, I'll help you order it. Is that something you'd be open to? And they're going to say yes or no. And that makes the whole thing cleaner. If they say no, thanks, that's not something I'm interested in, you can say no problem. I am so glad you let me know. We'll have stuff in the future, but also like it's just really, I'm really happy to stay connected with you, regardless of what's going on. You know, our quality of life is enhanced by the quality of our relationships. And one of the things I think is so cool about being in network marketing is it makes hanging out, being social, being kind to other people, it makes it part of the job, which moves it up in a higher priority. And I think what makes it hard is trying to turn everything into a business opportunity. That isn't how any business really works. But we can be super inclusive with people that we know and that we care about. And I think that that is a step in the right direction. So if you're having challenges with this whole warm, this whole chatting and then making it a conversation with a product, as a summary, I'm going to recommend number one, be social to be social, separate networking and inviting. Number two, if they bring up something, just let them know, hey, I help these types of people with these types of problems. Do you have a plan, or would you like to have a conversation? And then number three, host a monthly workshop, and you can go back and invite people, and it's not nearly as weird. And it would be really genuine and authentic, because I think it's true to say, I want to make sure you're included, just in case this is right up your alley. So I hope this was helpful for you. We can be good humans on social media and be successful in your business. And I hope this was helpful for you, and have a great day. Bye.